I'm watching TikTok. Hold on, I got something in my hair here. Crazy. Crazy, man. Just crazy. Crazy shit.
Was allegedly approached by special agents.
I don't know if you follow him. I follow Dylan Page on TikTok.
To protect her presidential campaign in 2008. Her friend was
I like him.
forced to sign an NDA and was given a large sum of
And
now this only gets more interesting because Miss Ransom
I like him. He's very cool. And it's somebody's texting me, of course. Um Very interesting. So there we go. So let's get into this. I've been having some crazy ideas and about a lot of things that are going on and just sort of reflections. Now I know it's the new moon. The moon is now at 23 degrees. It's passed over. The new moon was earlier on. I feel, first of all, just a little bit about the new moon. It's a great time to get shit done. I mean, this energy that's here, it's really, I know it's chaotic and everything, and a lot of people are going through a lot of chaos. Good morning, Shar. Uh, but here it is. Pluto at the end of Capricorn is really, it's revealing a lot of things. It's revealing a lot of chaos and everything that's in the world. It has to reveal it. That's what it does, right? Because it wants us to live a better life. It wants to live us to our higher potential, right? Because it is the phoenix, it's the rising. It's, Scorpios, we just don't want to give you all doom and gloom. We want you to live a really fulfilled life. We want you to live in your light and live from your heart. But if there's a bunch of crap and chaotic shit all around, it's very difficult to do that, right? So you have to look at it and pay attention to it. If you're not looking at it and paying attention to it, well, it's just going to fester. And, that's what the world's doing. It's festering. And I feel like it's almost where the there's a lot out there that that's undiscovered. There's a lot of stuff that's undiscovered. And and it's looking, and when I say that, what I see is like all these tarps of undiscovered stuff that's in the back 40. And it's like, you're going to this farm that hasn't been utilized for years, and then you see all these tarps, then you start uncovering all these tarps, and each of these tarps are revealing information about society, about our world around us. And some of it's kind of hard to place because it's where you have been manipulated for so many years to believe things, right? I mean, oh no, my brain just went dead. uh the dude in the wheelchair that was just revealed with the Epstein. But I mean, I've never liked Stephen Hawkins. I've never liked Stephen Hawkins. Like, the first, even, I don't give a shit what he looks like, but there's something always about him I just never liked. I just didn't like his energy, the feeling of him. He felt he just felt odd to me. Hey, he was odd. And I mean, his last message before, he's like, there is no God, you're being taken over by aliens. I'm just like, okay, are we going to believe this guy who liked midgets doing puzzles and shit? Like, this is part of the wake up. This is what Pluto does. It wakes you the fuck up. It wakes you up to say, hey, are you paying attention? Are you looking at what's going on? And are you falling for the craziness? I said years ago that things to do with elixirs are going to bring in weird cancers. Well, guess what? It is. There's a company in Montreal, and this happened during the lockdown and shit, that was doing testings on different types of cancer. And they were producing new types of medicine for sort of obscure types of cancer that were coming, that were difficult um, to get medicine from. They were a $2 billion company. You know, they were sort of like low at the bottom. Yeah, $2 billion. Yeah, we only make $2 billion. Sorry. I just said low end. Anyways, low end, and Pfizer bottom up. Pfizer's buying up all of these, you know, I'm going to young, these enterprising companies that are doing work on cancer causing or cancer medications. Why? Okay, Pluto's letting you know it's coming out in, like, it's in the news. That's the thing. It's in the news. But you have that Neptunian energy that, oh, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to pay. I just want to watch the pretty little unicorns over here. And it's like, okay, no, pretty little unicorns aren't going to help you. They might guide you to turn around and take a look. But if you are not going to turn around and take a look, you're going to find when Pluto goes into Aquarius, your ass is going to get kicked. Like, the thing is that I'm not I am sweet and loving. I am kind of cuddly. But when Pluto goes into Aquarius, it's going to bring down societal chaos. Why? Because it needs to be broken down. Society needs to basically be dismantled. And that's what Pluto did. Pluto, 1778, when you go back into history, when Pluto was in Aquarius the last time, it was a dismantle of society. Everybody followed the king's structure. Everybody followed what the king said. This is what the king says. This is what you do. This is what you pay. They're still trying to do it. Look at your taxes. Taxes in Toronto for your house is going up to what, 10 point something percent? What the fuck? Like, how much more? Okay, what caused the American Revolution, you know, was taxation, but it was like they raised it by like 1% or something, like it was like 1% or 2%, and they got pissed off. Here, they're raising your taxes up to over 10%. Here in Calgary, they're raising up the taxes. Taxes are going to be raised. Doesn't matter where you are in the country, because that's what they're doing. It is the old system. We revolted 200 and some odd years ago against it, but somehow, you know, through fear and through, you know, wars and everything, we got lost. Again, we got lost. And in that, I was thinking, this is the other thing. You won't believe how much they valued my house. Oh, your little house. Oh, where you're located, Cynthia? Your house, I would put your house, oh, in a cool, like even $800,000. You know, anywhere, if it's like that's my estimated guess, just by the area that you live in, how close proximity you are to get to downtown, etc. And how, and in getting in onto Deerfoot and getting out of town. So you're kind of like in the outs, like almost inner city, but not inner city kind of thing. So yeah, your house is worth a lot of money, according to the city. But then you pay for your house. And this is the other thing. You pay for your house, right? Then here's the thing. I pay for my house and I paid it all off. I got my deed. But here comes your taxes, and your taxes are $30,000 a year. You don't own it. You don't own your house. You don't own your house. This is what, and everybody said, well, it's my investment for when I retire and everything else. They could value it right now. It's just a value, the number that they put out there. Next thing, they pull it out from underneath you, and that value is no longer there. And then who's going to be able to afford to buy that anyways at this time? It'd have to be someone who has earning a very, you know, a 6-figure plus income in order to afford to buy it. This is where, and it doesn't matter where you live in the country, this is all happening all over the place, right? And in the United States, in the UK, in France, in all, you know, Germany, all over the place. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that this is what Pluto in Capricorn is. Pluto came in 2008. We started seeing the disruption in 2005 when it was in Sagittarius. Pluto in Sag was travel. Let's get out there and see the world. Let's do this. Everything just felt so much easier. It was just connecting. Pluto and Capricorn is like structure. Let's build this structure on solid ground. We have the mystical and magical energy from our tail, the mystical tail of the goat, that connects us to this beautiful, bountiful energy in order for us to make something concrete. But here it's showing us near the end, it's showing us that, you know what? We still haven't learned. We still have to really dismantle everything in a dramatic way. And they're going to scare you with, UFOs and all kind of crazy kind of fucking shit. I like, fine, bring it, baby. Because right now it just feels like, it's just like, it just feels like, all right, just another crazy story. And we're not in paradise. So this is about exposure. And this is where Pluto is not going to be much fun when he's in Aquarius, especially during the first couple years. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be crazy. He's going to be there for 20 years. So we're going to get to a point where just, where people say it's like 2024, 2025 is the craziness. Yeah, it's the craziness of Pluto in Aquarius. That's what it is. And this new moon is wanting us to look at our structure. It's squaring the nodes, right? It's squaring the north and the south node, Aries and Libra. That's what it's squaring. So Aries, what do we have here? Oh, it's the god of war. It's the god of getting things done. Let's start things. Let's initiate things. Oh, who do we have in here? Oh, we also have Eris and Chiron. Chiron is the one who is in between Saturn and the air god Uranus, wanting to connect us, wanting to create our boundaries, our structure. Saturn rules Capricorn, right? Uranus rules Aquarius. Want to build something up, want to create something new, innovative, disruption. That's what we'll find. A lot of disruption when it comes to technology. I was just listening to my Dan from my allegedly British Library just paid $7 billion because it got hacked. And I'm thinking, well, why would you? Oh, how much information do you give to the library when you register at the library to get your library card? Well, they just hacked that. They paid $7 billion. The Toronto Zoo just got hacked. All the information, everything that was there, it's hacked. So that's the thing. It's like, that's part of it. A lot of these things are going to start getting hacked. And if your information isn't protected, even with banks getting hacked. So this is where Pluto's saying, there's shit here you guys aren't paying attention to. There's things in your life you're not paying attention to. This was a time of creating. This was a time of newness. My husband needs something up in here. Let's see if I can do this. You want me to take the lid right off?
No, I just.
Okay, hang on. It came off Cricut. There you go. I got the strength. So the Lutheran Church got hacked too. So this is where we're going to be starting to see, right? But you're not hearing all this little thing. You're hearing about the stupid Jews building a tunnel. I don't know what the fuck they were building or where the fuck they were going, but they're going somewhere. It's just like people hearing rattling. What's going on in my basement? I just laughed. But you didn't hear about the other side, because if you mention that, you get everything taken down, stopping traffic during the middle of the day, like in New York. You didn't hear much about that. You got people uprising in Ecuador. Ecuador. That's where you get your bananas from. That's what I think about. Ecuador, I think of bananas. Because one guy in jail, well, he's out now, but he's still causing a lot of chaos. There's chaos, there's disruption, and they're scared as fuck. Because this guy probably has information on them, right? And just because they're making him out the bad guy, is he the bad guy? I don't know. I don't know all the history of Ecuador. I don't know what's going on there because I haven't paid any attention to Ecuador. But these are the disruptions that are going on, that's happening right now. It is a dismantlement. This moon, this beautiful moon that came in, is bringing us, wanting to show us a form of stability. It was at 20 degrees. 20 degrees. So it's going into the last decade of Capricorn. So the last decade of a sign is pretty traumatic. It's change, it's innovation. Let's get going. You've been learning from decade 1 and 2. You should get it, you should have it together by now, right? And you're like, no, I don't. I'm scared. It's not to be scared. It's to be aware. It's to understand what's going on. The exposures. It's like, you believe everything now Mr. Hawkins was saying, Stephen Hawkins was saying. I'm just like, he's a blow it out your ass kind of guy. If he could blow it out his ass. I don't know if he could blow it out his ass because he was in a wheelchair and slobbered a lot. You know, this is part of it. Now, some people are going to get mad. Man, you're making fun of a guy in a wheelchair. Yeah, because he was a perverted turd. That's what he was. This is going deep, and this deepness has to get eroded, has to come up. That's why when it goes into Aquarius, that's why with a lot of my predictions I did, and I didn't keep my predictions up. So if you have them, take your notes now because it's going to expire and I'm not going to extend it. It's done. It's like, okay, this is the awakening. This is what we have to be aware of. Being aware of even the human origins that are coming in and what those human origins are. What did the elixir do? Because Weinstein just came out, and who is a evolutionary biologist, I think he is. And him and his wife used to do, and I haven't seen the podcast for a while. It was called Dark Horse. And he was talking about, he said they used the elixir as a front. They used that word as a front for people to have trust in what they were doing, but it was actually biological warfare, basically, of what it could do to someone's DNA and altering that DNA. So now we have, and I still look at everybody as being human and everything else, but there is a mutation that is taking place. Now, this mutation, the thing is about this mutation is that, especially with Pluto going into Aquarius, we're not going to see many births happening over the next 20 years. It's going to be in the reverse. So we're not going to see a lot of births that are going to be happening. It won't be till Pluto goes into Pisces where we're going to see a resurgence of new life. And even that is going, well, by that time I'm 80, so I'm not going to, probably won't give a shit. But this is where many are looking at, the coming of Jesus, where Jesus ain't coming back, honey. He did his stint. He came down, he got crucified, he died for people's sins. They buried him, he rose again, he left. He said, okay, I'm done. You guys got it? Did you get it? And this isn't a time to hide away. This isn't a time to run and hide. This is a time to get out. This is a time to connect. It's not a time to be afraid. It is a time, and that's where this, connection is. It's about building it. That's what the new moon is. New beginnings, new starts. Let's get going. Starting that foundation. It squares when a planet squares, it's getting you to really look at what's wrong here. Squaring Libra. Libra's ruled by Taurus or by Venus. So what is Venus? Venus is in Sagittarius right now. Not much activation there. Relationships, balance, justice. Justice system is pretty fucked right now if you think, if you look at it. So here it is. It's like looking at what is justice? What is the law? Right? What is the law? Because the thing is that if you go back, we're going to bring back 1778 was the Constitutional Convention. That's what it was. It's not a real big date that people remember. They remember 1776, but doing them gathering was illegal. Was illegal. That was an illegal act against the king. I'm not paying my taxes. I'm not doing this anymore. What would happen if we all said, I'm not paying my taxes? I don't want deductions off my check anymore. Fuck you, because it's not going to the CPP. It's not going to the people who are retiring. Because a lot of people who are 30 and 40 will not have. They're taking, that even went up on how much money they're taking off people's checks. That is not going to go to where it's supposed to go. Your EI, are you getting enough off your EI? Fuck no. And then you practically have to beg for your fucking EI. So even people who are 40 and 50, I'm going to tell you, 10 to 1, may not be there. May not be there. Because of the way things are going. Because what is the money? The money isn't even, it's not even real. It's not like you're going and getting a bag of coins that are gold. It's an illusion of something they put on the computer. Are sick at work. Yeah, many people are sick at work with RSV, bowel infection, heart issues. It's crazy. It is crazy. Over $3,000 for CPP and just over $2,500 for EI. Yeah. Crazy fucking shit. And will you get it back? And just think, if you, okay, anybody who owns a business, you paid that. Your business owner, the person who owns it, has to pay that plus. They not only have to take the $3,000 from you, plus they have to put in another $3,000 and whatever extra they have to put in and hand that over to the government. If you think about it, with the amount of money we all pay and we put in, we shouldn't be in a deficit. We shouldn't be in a deficit. And I think if anybody goes on vacation, they better fucking well pay for their own fucking vacation. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are. Everybody else has to. Just throwing that one out there. I'm on fire today. But this is where this breaking open is happening. This is the Kraken. The Kraken has to come in. The Kraken has to come in and like, hey, you waking up? Are you waking up? That's where it's at. And a lot of people don't. They're still not wanting, oh, well, you talk to anybody about the election. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. It's done. No, it's not done. No, it's not done. Wait till after January 20th, and then you're going to see some crazy fucking shit hit. That is not going to be pleasant or fun. And it's with everybody. Nobody's excluded. This is where it is. They want their money, so they're not going to lock anybody down. They can't give you any money because they spent all their money in Davos, because of the fancy little steaks they get and all those planes of men and girls being flown in there for fun times or educational purposes. Pluto goes into Aquarius. That's why. Oh, you Cynthia, you weren't in my prediction class, my prediction. Were you in the prediction group? Yeah. So on what's going to happen after with January 20th. And Mercury goes forward the same day. This is only January, people. I'm going to hide in the bunker on January 20th. This is like, I just feel like this new moon is just a kick in the ass to get people to wake up and say, okay, are you putting things together? Are you doing the necessities that you need to do in order to get the things you need in your world? I know there's changes coming in my life right now, and some of them are like, do I want to do them? No, I have to do them. It's like, nope, this is going to help to build something of more stability for me, and I'm going to go forward and do it. And in doing that, in creating that, bringing in that stability for however long it's going to be there. This is where more exposure is going to happen. More things are going to be exposed. More information is going to come out there. Things with the war, they're there. They're not going away right now. War is here. War is here. But it's where a humanitarian revolution that's coming forward that we haven't seen before. A humanitarian revolution where people are really wanting to say, hey, you know what? Why are all the buildings abandoned? Why aren't people living in those buildings? Why do we have abandoned houses? Like, I watch these guys that do explorations and I love it. They go into this mansion. Shit's still there. Clothing, some jewelry's been, some of the jewelry's gone and stuff. But I mean, like clothing and shoes and stuff that people could actually use and wear. And you go into this one that you went, it was a brand new Mercedes coupe and a brand new Volkswagen convertible sitting there. They looked at it and it hadn't even been driven. But they left everything there. But nobody can go and live in that house. I was thinking, you know what? Man, it would be a good communal place. It'd be a great place to just bring people in and just build a community in there. That's what I was thinking. And the amount of rooms and bathrooms, and I think it had 2 kitchens or 3 kitchens, and it had like crazy, just fucking crazy. But it's there, you can't touch it. I don't know who's still paying on it or if they're paying on it because it was abandoned for like 10 years or no less. Yeah, was it 10 years? I think 10 years. So this is what I'm saying. There's things there. Like, I mean, that's where people are going to say, okay, you know what? It's this humanitarian revolution that comes in and says, okay, you know what? We need to create and make a change. We don't need to pay any more taxes. How much more can they tax you before you say no more? Especially if you own a house. How much more can they tax you? Until you say, no, we can't no, fuck you. You know, that's where we're heading. That's where it's going. Where people are going to be stepping up and saying, no, this is fucking crazy. Car prices since 2020 have doubled. What? Yeah. Like, and then wanting to give you when I first got a vehicle one time when I first got a vehicle, I think the longest you could get was a 3-year loan for your vehicle, right? And that was it. And then they did 5 years. And now they do 7 years. And you're paying, 3 times for the car. And they're starting to look at 100-year mortgages. You'll never pay it off. You'll never pay it off. Why? Because they want to keep you in that debt loop, in that loop that just keeps you as a CERB. That keeps you as a CERB. So basically, we're modern day CERBs. We might have more advantages. Yeah, you can go to work. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can buy a car. Yeah, we'll let you buy a car. Oh, we'll let you get a nice little house. Modern day slave. That's what my husband just said. Modern day CERBs. You know, some people wanted to stay as a CERB because it was, I got food. Hey, I might sleep in shit, but I got a roof over my head. Awakening. Awakening is here. It's happening. And it's happening not next year, not the year after. It's happening now. It's in our faces now. And it's not going away. It's not going away. This is where, and this is here we're coming. This is where you're going to see people coming together and saying, okay, what can we do for street people? People shouldn't be living on the fucking street. What can we do? What kind of education? How can we come in and look at that wound for that person and begin to bring in the healing for that. Bring in the healing for that. Oh, people need help. People need resources. How can we work together to receive those resources so it can go to where it needs to go? That's part of the awakening. That's part of the energy. But people don't want to step on other people's toes. Oh, I don't want to offend anybody. Fuck the offending. People are going to get offended because you wore the wrong nail polish. Like, they're just going to get offended. They're going to get offended. I'm amazed at how many people don't want to change their spending, and then they wonder why they have no money. We need to create a solution outside the government. Exactly. That's exactly it. Welcome to 1777, 1776. Welcome. It's creating a solution outside of the government, because the government's not there to help you. The government's not there to protect you. The government, you are their pawn in a game. And that's what Pluto and Capricorn has been trying to show you. You've been a pawn in a game. That's what you were. And you pay the taxes so they can go on their trips. You pay the taxes so it looks good. I don't trust Pierre any more than I trust Justin. I don't. I don't trust Trump any more than I trust Biden. They're all in the same fucking game. They're in the same fucking game, and they all go to Davos in their private little jets. And the thing is that, what's amazing is that a lot of these guys all the guys basically who go there are unelected, telling you how to live. I'm only a little drop, a little pea in the bucket that is trying to awaken whoever finds me. That's all I'm trying to do is say, and then people are like, oh, but what do I do? What do I do? Well, you start taking the responsibility for yourself. How do you do that? Oh, that's a scary one. How do I take responsibility for myself? Okay. This year for me, we're going to start off with me, because I can give you an example of my own little crazy, chaotic life, is that it started off very crazy. Things hit us that weren't supposed to hit us, especially within the bank, and where certain payments went through when they weren't supposed to went through. And then I get, oh, I'm sorry. Well, now you made all of this go off. So I said, okay, stop, let it go. That's what I did. I said, let it go, because I can't sit here and worry about it. And I said, okay, whatever needs to happen will happen. We'll get it all done. And it is. It sort of sorted itself out, and things came in to sort itself out. It was really quite interesting. It was quite interesting. And then I said, okay, if I am supposed to do something else, allow it to. And I said, I'm not going out looking. Have it come to me. And it did. I'm like, holy shit. Okay. But I don't want it to overwhelm me. I don't want it to be too much for my family or myself. And it's not. So yeah. I'll be starting. I got to email her today and say I can't start till next week, because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. You wouldn't know it, but anyways, taking a couple days to just get rid of this, and then, because I don't want to go out. But having something part-time, boom, it appeared. So I said, okay, so you know what? I got to move with this and how it's going to be, because I didn't want anything that was overly stressful. I didn't want anything that I was in charge of. It's a front-end job, working at a rec center. Wouldn't even have thought about it. Right? So allowing it, how long it's going to take. I have summers off. So that's awesome. So it's allowing me to be able to do and cultivate some other things that I need to cultivate. Not a lot of money. The money's kind of shit. But I mean, it's a non-for-profit. So, hey, what can you do? This is where being open, and then this is where it's like all of a sudden just talking to them They're right up. They're right. Both of them love what I do. And one of them is mother-in-law is a very well-known psychic and medium that has been around for years. But this is where it's like, okay, it opened up a space. It opened up somewhere for me to really start to broaden and get out there. That was the key, to get out. You know, I kept on saying, well, I got to get into a community. Well, yeah, they put me in a community center. But putting out there, connecting out there, and that's the important piece. The other thing, oh yeah, exactly. The other part too is that Chat GPT just came out with a whole new structuring on crazy shit. Leo King was talking about it. Yeah, it's $600 US a year. I can't afford it at this time, but hey, maybe I can, because there's some really great ideas and information there that can help to utilize to help build my company. And that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, how can I build my company? Right? You could teach a class. I know they got a little boardroom I could use. Find out how much it is. But that's I was thinking of a scrapbooking vision board. But this is the connection. These are the connections that end up coming in and end up helping you to build. And build what you are needing to build. That's where the Pluto Capricorn energy is. It's going to show you, well, here it is. You're going to take it or not. You know, it's the Phoenix. I'm going to help you rise. You know, it's like the Phoenix coming to Harry Potter in the death of Agrabah. Anyways, the third one, and coming in. So this is where the energy is, right? This is where we're at. I think I'm going to watch the fourth one after this. I'm going to watch Harry Potter today and taking that break. Got out all the new moon meditations, everything. A new moon is out. And just, yeah, and doing that. This is stepping in to the new energies. And it's not, sometimes it's scary. And sometimes it's overwhelming. And we look at the world around us. And here's the other thing. We're not supposed to know everything that's going on in the world. Because if you do, you get distracted. And in that distraction, it gets you away from what you are all supposed to be doing. And that's where the focus needs to be, on you, on your health, your well-being, your desires, your dreams. Because your desires and your dreams are the ignition, are the light for others. Welcome to Aquarius. Now, I have, every child that I have has fucking Aquarius in them. Either it's a moon, a sun, a rising sign in their chart. And this is where I've learned that to work with Aquarius, it's one, be honest, and be honest with who you are. Don't be afraid. Understand that you are gifted and talented in what you are wanting to do. And go out and do it. And don't give a shit what other people, if they say, well, that's stupid. Well, yeah, well, you know, have you looked in the mirror lately? No, you don't say that. But it's, that's my Scorpio sarcasm coming out. But this is where it's like, no, I'm just going to come out and I'm going to do it. You don't like it, you know? It's funny. It's like, I was very hesitant when they asked me yesterday, what is my business that I on the side? And I'm just like, well, because, you know, sometimes you're not sure how people are going to take it or how are they. I said, well, I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. That's what I've been doing for the last 20, 30 years. And he's, whoa. And she's like, oh, I love that. So it's being honest and being who you are, whether people like it or not like it, that's on them. That's not on you. Right? No, it's part-time. I don't want full-time. It's part-time, only a couple days a week. That's it. Evenings. That's all I want. Maybe 2 to 3 days a week. So it's nothing, nothing over the top. I'm not responsible for anything. I love it. Just do my cash, take the money, and do the debit machine. Answer the phone. Do bookings. Nothing, a lot of it's all online. So yeah, I don't want a lot. I want my responsibility of what I want to do. That's just a filler of connection. And it took me a while of whether I was going to take it or not, but the black bear came in my dream last night to let me know that I have to be the bear. Bear is healing. Bear is healing, and the healing energy, bringing in that healing energy. And the mice went away. I don't know. The mice just went away. Poured boiling water on them in my dream. I was weird, but then they went away. I don't know. I don't know why I poured boiling water on the mice, but anyways, I did in my dream, not in real life. Uh, totally fucked up. And then there was a bunny, but a bunny's good luck, and I am a bunny in Chinese astrology, but a bunny's also a renewal of 28 days. There's a renewal that's happening. Bear is health, healing, bringing in that bear healing. Bear healing is some of the strongest healing you can get. It's the bear root. It's that healing energy to have. That's really important. That's, bringing in that healing and that health. So my loves, let's pull in some cards. I have, if you are wanting to book in, or if you wanting to book in, definitely get a hold of me. I do have some times available. If you are wanting to, I have 3 1-hour sessions for $250. So, and if you think about it, one session is usually 180. So you're getting a fucking good deal, man. So if you are interested in getting that, let me know. I have 5 available. I'm only selling 5 of them because I want to make things really, as you said, it's not a money maker, but it's where I want to create a connection, create a community, and really work with people. And that's the big one. Whoa. And okay. In every reading I did this morning, every single reading, and I used 2 different decks of cards. I put one deck of card and I let it go, and then took out the other deck of cards, and this card came out in practically every single reading I did this morning. The priestess, the high priestess. She's powerful. She has knowledge, and she sits with that knowledge and sitting within that knowledge. So with the high priestess coming in today, I think that's just hilarious. Let me see. First of all, she's the moon. The moon rules the high priestess. So it's connections with your inner being. And it's your intuition, your Akashic records, bringing in the Akashic records. The high priestess is the gatekeeper, deep mysteries, hidden truths. She is Isis, Persephone, Artemis, Mary, Hathor, an embodiment of the initiates, and the goddesses of all of the ages. Above her head radiates the secrets of the cosmos and the ancient cycles. Yeah, cycles of magic of the moon, and triple goddess calling forth the inherent wisdom of the divine feminine. So this new moon, perfect card to have for this new moon, is really sitting quietly, and she awaits in perfect love and perfect trust, allowing yourself to sit in that silence, in that peace. It's bringing in that understanding, the realms of consciousness, and acknowledge, and the the universal balance of light and dark. This is trusting your inner voice and going forward with your inner voice as she comes forward. And with that, trusting that inner voice is going to, where you might feel overwhelmed, like things aren't working out the way I want to, and you're just feeling, let down. The 5 of Swords is like, I feel let down. Things aren't going the way I want it to go. Things aren't moving the way I want it to move. And, sometimes it feels like, all is lost with the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords, because there's mistrust and gossip and things. So you got to come back to your intuition. You're going to hear a lot of bullshit. Come back to your intuition. Come back, this is where disagreements and that are abound. They're all around us, but we got to come back to that energy. And then we have, again, the king of cups. He knows, he trusts his intuition. He knows it. He doesn't question it. So when there is gossip and bullshit all around you, you got to come back into your intuition, into your knowledge, and into your knowing. And when you do that, when you're coming, because of we're transforming from difficult situations, difficult things in our life that aren't aligning. This is where we have to have and place our love in our divine, in our source, and in our hearts, so it can lead us to where we need to go. And this new moon is trying to open you up to take you that place. So there you go. Have a fabulous one, everybody. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Shine your fucking light out there. Don't let anybody stop you. You do that heavenly bodies that you are, and shine radiant. All right. Love you all. Talk to you guys all soon. I think I'm going to watch Harry Potter.